It's now 3 months since Russia invaded Ukraine, a fight it expected to win easily, now becoming a protracted, grinding war. Although Russian forces are making progress, it's slow, confined to small objectives, not the big sweeping victories the Kremlin intended. The main focus of the battle is here in the far east of Ukraine, in Luhansk, around the city of Severodonetsk. Russian forces are slowly pushing in from the north and south, creating a pinch point, raising the possibility Ukrainian forces will be cut off, surrounded in a so-called cauldron, a favourite Soviet tactic dating back to Stalingrad. But analysts believe the Russians are now focusing on cutting off pockets of Ukrainian troops rather than one big encirclement, and focus instead on Severodonetsk. Meanwhile, in the south, Ukrainian forces are said to have launched a counter-offensive around the city of Mykolaiv, not far from Kherson.
The big moves are failing. The big move failed in Kiev. It failed on the other side of Kiev. It failed around Kharkiv, and now what they're looking at is just bombarding everything to rubble with artillery, and then moving forward quickly afterwards, and then bombard again, and then move forward again. So taking things in bombard-shaped sizes is much more successful for them than trying what are now appearing, what we now can see, were extremely risky infantry movements, because their infantry, they're garbage. I mean, they really are. They're not infantry. They're just blokes with rifles. And so if you're sending blokes with rifles, you've got to use something first to kill the ground. Otherwise, they just get eaten alive by regular Ukrainians.
Russian forces have responded by forming reserves and deploying S-400 missile systems in northern Crimea to bolster this southern axis. Ukrainian troops are also counter-attacking in the north around Kharkiv, close to the Russian border. Reports suggest the Kremlin may be forced to send elements of its first tank army to the city to try and reinforce Russian lines. Many of the artillery pieces donated by the West are now reaching Ukrainian forces, including most of the 90 M777 howitzers supplied by the US, although Moscow claims it's already destroyed one of them.
You have to remember is that even with all the American equipment, it's still not much. All right, we're not talking about people getting lots and lots of guns. When you spread those guns around, again, when you spread something over the size of Great Britain, which is really what we're looking at, then there's big spaces between them. I mean, but the good thing is that the Ukrainians have improved the technical use of gunnery. I'm going to say much beyond the West, the Western countries, and so they're getting to be much more precision based with the weapons and much more connected than we've managed to be. And so I think that when they get these guns, they will start eating away at the Russians. The problem is there's just so many Russians.
Russian forces in Mariupol say they plan to try Ukrainian troops they captured in the Azovstal steelworks for war crimes, a move seen as retaliation for the Russian tank commander sentenced to life earlier this week for shooting dead a Ukrainian civilian. Elsewhere, Russian forces are continuing their efforts to encircle Severodonetsk as they prepare for what's anticipated to be a gruelling urban battle. Simon Newton, Forces News. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel.